Right now, within about 20 feet of you, there is almost certainly something sweet. A snack shoved in a drawer, fruit on the counter, a can of something cold, and some quiet part of your brain already knows exactly where it is. You didn't decide that. Not really. The pull you feel toward sugar is one of the oldest things about you. It's older than every language ever spoken. Older than money, older than cities, older than farming. It is older than our species itself. Your ancestors were chasing sweetness before they were even human. So why? Why is sugar the one thing your willpower seems to melt in front of? To answer that, we have to go back. Way back. Before candy, before kitchens, before people. Picture a small, furry primate, millions of years ago, sitting in a tree. Its whole world is green. Leaves, bark, stems, most of it barely worth chewing. But every so often, something on that tree turns soft and bright and sweet. Ripe fruit. And ripe fruit is a jackpot. It's packed with fast, easy energy, in a world where energy is the difference between living and dying. So the animals that loved that sweet taste, that searched for it, remembered it, gorged on it, survived just a little better than the ones that didn't care. Sweetness became a signal. It meant this is safe. This is ripe. This will keep you alive. That signal got wired in deep. So deep that we still carry it today. When sugar hits your tongue, your brain fires off a little pulse of dopamine, the same reward chemical that drives our deepest habits. It's the same circuit that once pushed a tree-dwelling ancestor toward the ripest fig on the branch. You're not weak. You're just running very, very old software. And there's a second trick hiding in your body. Whatever sugar you don't burn, you store as fat. To us, that sounds like a curse. To your ancestors, it was a gift. It meant a good fruit season in autumn could be carried, on your own body, straight through a starving winter. Your love of sweetness and your talent for storing it were a matched set. Together, they were a survival machine. But fruit was only the beginning, because humans found something far sweeter. Honey. There is a cave in eastern Spain, and on its wall, someone painted a scene around 8,000 years ago. A human figure, dangling from a bundle of woven vines, one hand shoved into a wild beehive, while a cloud of angry bees swarms around them. It is one of the oldest paintings of a person doing anything at all. And what are they doing? Risking their life. For sugar. Think about that. Before writing, before the wheel, before almost everything we call civilization, people were climbing cliffs and getting stung half to death, all for a single mouthful of honey. And they weren't being reckless. They were being brilliant. Honey is the most concentrated shot of energy in the entire natural world. For a hunter-gatherer, one good hive could be worth an entire day of hunting, handed to you in an afternoon. We're still doing it too. The Hadza people of Tanzania get a huge slice of their calories from wild honey. And they've made a partner out of a little bird called the honey guide. A bird that will actually lead them through the bush to a hidden hive, chirping the whole way, in exchange for the scraps left behind. A working friendship, built entirely on a shared sweet tooth. Here is what makes all of this so important. For almost the entire human story, sugar was rare. Fruit came for a few weeks a year. Honey meant danger and luck and a lot of bee stings. There was simply no such thing as too much sweetness, because you could never get enough of it in the first place. So your brain never learned to say stop. Evolution built you a gas pedal for sugar and never bothered installing the brakes. Why would it? For 100,000 years, The problem was always getting enough. Never, ever having too much. A craving that felt bottomless wasn't a flaw. It was the whole point. It dragged your ancestors through hungry winters and empty years and out the other side. And then, everything flipped. It started slowly. Humans invented farming, and for the first time, food was something you could grow on purpose and store. Grains, roots, starches. Your body quietly breaks those down into sugar too, just slower. Steady calories were a blessing, but the real feast was still a long way off. The turning point was a tall grass from the islands of New Guinea. Sugarcane. People learned to crush it, boil the juice down, and dry it into pale crystals. Pure sweetness you could carry, trade, and hoard. For centuries, sugar was a luxury so precious it was kept under lock and key and sold by the spoonful. Kings showed it off at feasts. Doctors handed it out as medicine. They called it white gold. And then we got terrifyingly good at making it. Plantations, refineries, factories. Sugar tumbled from a treasure to a commodity, from the spoonful to the sack, from white gold to the single cheapest source of calories on the planet. In just a few short centuries, the rarest prize in the natural world became something you could buy for loose change on any corner. But here is the problem. Your wiring never got the update. You are walking around with a brain built for a world where sugar was scarce and precious, living in a world where it is engineered, endless, and everywhere. Every instinct that once saved your ancestors now goes off in a grocery aisle stacked 12 feet high with the exact thing they nearly died to reach. That candy bar isn't really fighting your willpower. It's speaking straight to the oldest part of you, in a language written long before you were human. The tree, the fruit, the cliff, the hive, all of it echoing inside a single bite. So here's the full picture. A furry ancestor in a tree learns that sweet means survival. A human on a cliff bets their life on a beehive. For 100,000 years, sugar stays rare, so the craving stays bottomless, because it has to. Then comes farming, then sugarcane, then factories, and in the blink of an evolutionary eye, the rarest treasure on Earth turns into the cheapest thing on the shelf. And the craving? The craving never changed at all. So the next time you feel that quiet pull toward the sweet thing 20 feet away, the one your brain already found without asking, go a little easy on yourself. That isn't weakness talking. That is 100,000 years of survival, still doing its job, in a world that finally and dangerously gave it everything it ever wanted. You were never really fighting a snack. You were fighting your own history. If you like having your own instincts explained back to you like this, stick around. There's a new one every week.